Hey folks, this is Kalori. Welcome to Scrum and Agile Digest. Alright, so a couple of more things that I wanted to talk about. One thing was the Agile EVM, right? Now, what is a EVM? EVM is a project management technique. It's actually earned value management, right? It can measure the project performance over time. So basically it'll give you some tools and techniques. You can measure the technical performance against a particular cost and a schedule for a given project and see if that project, if you're getting enough return on investment on the project, if it makes sense to do the project or not. So it's a valuable metric for stakeholders, for communicating with the stakeholders. Agile EVM is a very similar concept like a regular EVM. Its only thing is that you are using it in Agile framework. So it's an adapted implementation of EVM that a Scrum framework is going to use. And you will have artifacts as inputs. And you'll use the regular EVM calculations, the traditional EVM calculations. And it's going to be expressed in EVM metrics. So Agile EVM is going to use a minimum set of input parameters, like the actual cost of a project, estimated product backlog, a release plan, the number of iterations in a release, assumed velocity. These things will go in as an input and you can calculate your EVM. Some people might question how is Agile EVM different from a burndown chart? How is it better than a burndown chart? Or what are the things that a burndown chart is not going to do, which Agile EVM does? Now, Agile EVM is more from a tracking cost perspective, right? A burndown chart is going to give you how many hours a team basically is working on, how many hours is left in a sprint to work on. It's not going to give you the cost, right? If you want to track the cost or you want to check the expected return on investment, if you want that kind of information, you need to use Agile EVM calculation metrics, right? So it'll provide you a cost, an estimate of the cost of completion, right? And that can actually help the stakeholders take decisions with respect to requirements in a release, if something needs to be changed in a release, things like that. So it's an excellent extension to information that is provided in burndown chart. So to calculate Agile EVM, you need a couple of things. One is the total story points that are completed, the total number of iterations that have been completed, the total actual cost, and the total story points that are added or removed from a release plan, right? Agile EVM is going to help you translate Agile cost to business language. It's going to give you a story point cost. So it's everything in terms of the cost perspective, right? Something that a burndown chart really cannot give. So if you want to go much deeper and see what's the cost of a story point, what's the cost of your whole complete project, you can get Agile EVM, use that metric and you can see, okay, I invested X dollars, I'm going to get Y dollars back. Is it worth it for me to invest this amount of money and actually go into this project, right? So those are the advantages. So it will basically suggest what is the cost to add the features X, Y, or Z, how much it will cost to deliver a release, what is the cost of an average iteration, can we complete all our story points within our remaining budget.